All times they call me. Right now, my sister, of course. What it do, Bean Crew? It's your boy Savon Thomas, back with another episode of Coffee and Friends. We are live on YouTube. When my sister stops calling me, I can go live on Instagram. But we are reviewing. We're running a little bit late, and I say we as in me. I apologize. I'm running behind this morning. But we're going to review the show Solo Leveling, first anime review. I'm an anime watcher. I wouldn't say I'm as avid as these guys, but I do watch animes here and there. So excited to do our first anime review today. Join me on the podcast. We have Demonte, E-Man, Tierra. Guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves to the big group.
Hi, I'm Demonte Saunders. Not sure what else you want me to say. I don't really got anything else to shout out.
Do you want to plug social medias? Do you want to
Nah, nah,
plug
nah, nah,
yourself
nah.
at all? You know where you're from? Anything? No.
Oh, from Dallas, Texas.
Nice.
I'll pass it
Okay.
on.
Cool. Emmanuel from Dallas, Texas. Been watching anime for 11, 12 years.
Okay. E-Man. Welcome back, E-Man. Obviously, you're on our Game of Thrones podcast,
Yes.
so those new seasons that we recorded should be out soon.
Nice.
And then Tierra as well is on a Game of
Mhm.
Thrones podcast too. So Tierra, introduce yourself to the Bean Crew.
Yeah, I'm Tierra, also been watching anime for a long time, probably since middle school. And I don't really know what else to say. I love Jesus and I love reading. That's it.
Amen. Yeah, guys want to know social medias you want to plug? Like you guys aren't growing the following on social, TikTok, Twitter,
Nah.
nothing.
I'm
Twitch?
not doing
on-
any
The
of
on-
this.
streamers, like what are we doing now? You know?
Nah, I mean, me, E-Man, and Brian aren't doing the anime podcast till around like July, end of July.
Okay.
I'm
That's
not. I'm
something
only social media for the funny reels. That's it.
I feel
Gotcha.
that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I'm a creative, so I like posting things, whether it's. But I do go for socials too. Well, cool guys. Well, let's talk about it. I have a couple kickoff questions before we get into the season that was Solo Leveling. First one, you guys already mentioned you guys love anime. Scale of 1 to 10, how big of an anime fan would you guys say you guys are?
Probably 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
I think so.
Yeah.
But
I'd say-
Like you mean in just like watching anime and like stuff like that, or like
Whatever that question means to you. 10 out of 10 for Tierra.
I'll probably be like 10 out of 10 too.
10 out of 10.
I'd say 9 out of 10. There's a lot of anime that I haven't watched yet. That 10 out of 10 people say that I should watch, and I'm like, I haven't watched it, bro.
So I always say like I'm like a 4 or 5. Like I've watched a lot of popular anime, but I haven't I've never cosplayed. Have you guys like ever gone to like a convention or a cosplay or anything like that?
Yeah.
Convention, yes. Cosplay, no.
I mean, I would, but I just haven't.
Gotcha. What would y'all cosplay as if you had the opportunity to?
Probably. Oh, go ahead, E-Man.
I'd say probably Whitebeard from One Piece.
Mhm.
I would probably say like B from Naruto because it's like there's not that many black anime characters, you know. Like
Piccolo.
I'm not gonna paint myself green. That's crazy.
You could be Piccolo, man. Okay. There's black. I mean, yeah. So you said B. That's cool. Tierra.
There's a couple. I saw a really cute like Gon cosplay that a black girl did, and then it's kind of like an underground anime, but there's a girl called Melandro I would cosplay as too. Yeah, I don't know. I would do different things.
That's cool. Yeah. I like anime. I would cosplay something simple like Goku. You know what I mean, or
That would be
something.
hilarious.
Something like that.
That'd be
But I
fun.
would never. I don't know. I like anime. I've watched anime, but I haven't watched anything newer. Or the longest anime is Naruto. E-Man and Demonte been trying to give me the One Piece. I'm on like episode 20, I think, something like that. I've just committed. I've just committed that it's going to be a lifelong journey for me, and then on my deathbed, I'm gonna watch the final episode of One Piece because that's how long it's gonna take me to catch up to all these episodes. So, that's cool. So, when do you guys remember, like, first getting into anime or watching your first anime? Do you guys have like a specific memory? Because I do.
For me, it would probably be when I first watched Death Note and I realized what anime was. Because you grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. Don't really realize those are anime. You think they're cartoons. But first, like official knowing that it's anime was Death Note.
For me, it was Sword Art Online, and then at the same time was Attack on Titan. I don't remember which one was first, but watched them like the same day.
Nice. Well, how old were you? How old were you at that time, man?
I don't know. It was like somewhere in high school.
Gotcha. Okay, so high school.
Yeah, so I was bad and I was watching Adult Swim when I wasn't supposed to be. And I was watching, they used to show Bleach on there.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was anime, but I was like, this is cool. I'm probably not supposed to be watching it though. So I watched it then, but like I didn't really get into it till like middle school because like I had a crush on this neighbor boy and he was hella into anime. So I was like, okay, I'll get it.
That's funny. No, I didn't realize it was like you just said, Demonte. I didn't realize I was watching anime growing up, but I used to watch Toonami so much. I don't know if you guys were. I think you guys were too young for Toonami. But Toonami,
yeah.
after school with that little robot guy, and he'd be like, "Here's the snacks," and he would be like Dragon Ball Z, and then like all these different shows. Even Hamtaro. I used to love the Hamtaro. I used to love Zoids. Zoids was my show back in the day. Like, there's all these like. I just thought they were regular cartoons, like you said. I never watched like the Japanese version. I just watched the English version. That's why there's certain shows to me I cannot watch, and like I have to do dub versus sub. And actually, one of the questions I'll get into is what you guys prefer, sub versus dub. But specifically, there's shows that I have to watch dub. Dragon Ball Z cannot watch the Japanese version. I absolutely cannot. I've grown up with Goku's voice being a man and not a woman. So that's what I'm used to, and I can't. I just something about that nasally voice in Japanese just throws me off. Yu Yu Hakusho cannot watch in Japanese. I have to watch it in English. So there's certain shows that I watch on Toonami that I have to watch in English. But I got into anime in college. Like my buddy, I remember specifically where I was at. He showed me Itachi versus Sasuke, that specific fight. And then he showed me Pain versus Naruto, and I was like, bro, what is this? What is this show? And Naruto's what got me into anime. And so I got into Naruto and then started watching other animes. I haven't seen, again, there's a lot of them I haven't seen, but I've seen kind of the mainstream ones. Attack on Titan. What else? What's the one with the chef guy that eats everything, and he's like a chef and he eats? I forget what it's called.
Food
Wars?
Food Wars? Is that what it is? Yeah. I watched so many episodes of that. I wasn't even super into that show, but I watched so many episodes of that for some reason. And I was like, it is. Like, there's so many different shows I've just watched over the years. But that's kind of been my anime journey for sure. But yeah, so sub versus dub. What do you guys prefer?
So,
well, like you said, there's certain animes that I can't watch sub, like Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, the shows that came on Toonami. But
yeah, Pokemon too.
For the most part, sub.
Yeah, Pokemon you have to do sub. Dubbed is, or excuse me, dubbed. Sorry, subbed is. I just know it to be English. Like, I don't know Japanese. Like, it's just weird, you know. But again, other shows way prefer them. Like Japanese and like hearing the sounds. Like whenever something like too fast and he's like, "Hi," you know, I'm like, "Oh, it's blew by him," you know. Like, anyways, that's some funny stuff.
Well, the funny thing is about that is that I started watching One Piece dub because it came on
Adult Swim.
Yeah, on Adult Swim. But then like there was a big enough gap from whenever I stopped watching it to whenever I picked it up again. Where I was like, I can't watch this dubbed anymore. It sounds weird.
It's horrible. I hate it's dubbed. Oh my gosh.
That's funny. Cool. So last question before we get into season 1 of Solo Leveling. What is y'all's favorite anime of all time?
One Piece, easy.
One Piece, okay. Demonte and Tierra searching.
It's hard because One Piece isn't done yet. Because One Piece is my favorite anime.
Okay.
But if I go by like finished anime, I would probably have to go like Code Geass.
Ooh, Code Geass is good. Mine would have to be Black Clover. I feel like I was just the most obsessed with it, and it wasn't finished, and I had to I went and read the manga. Like, if I go and read the manga after, like, that's a good show.
Yeah. Mine still to this day is Yu Yu Hakusho. I don't know why, but that place has a stronghold in my heart. In fact, I was so pissed at the Netflix show not because they did a poor job, but because they just fast forwarded the timeline of so many things, just condensed it. And I was like, what is like you just cut out all of this goodness, like to get to this piece. Anyways, it was a good like if they had done it right, Netflix did, that would have been the best like anime live adaptation I've seen. Because the worst movie I've ever seen in my life is a Dragon Ball Z movie that came out with like early 2000, late 2010, something like that.
2003.
Yeah,
Yeah.
was it 2003?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was pretty early. Like
Yeah,
it
the
was terrible.
worst movie I've ever seen in my life. So that's literally to this day. I've never recovered from the. Anyways, we won't get into that. But cool. So solo leveling, right? So I was turned on to the show by Demonte and E-Man. They were really been trying to get me to do a review with them for an anime show, and I told them I can't. I don't have the capacity to do multiple seasons. We can't do a One Piece pod because there's too many episodes, and we will go on for eternity. But they came up solo leveling, and so I was very interested to watch this. Demonte, I'll let you clarify, Demonte. But Demonte told me episode 1 was better than Attack on Titan episode 1. So I came inside here with big expectations.
Nah, I got confused. It was episode 2 when they just dipped off on him.
Okay.
Well, and then he just got jumped.
Facts, he did get jumped. But yeah, so I saw like because I made a chat and I saw like the photo of like the statue. That statue was creepy. We'll get let me back it. We'll get there, right? And so for those who don't know, solo leveling is like a story about like these hunters. There's like I don't know what you want to call it, like a world change, like all these different gates start opening up with these monsters and other dimensions, and people get these powers. They have rankings similar. If you guys have seen like I mean, there's a lot of animes that have this, but One Punch Man, where they have like the S rank, the A rank, and the different rank. You have the same type of rank system. And the main character is a guy named Jin Woo, which is a wild title, is the weakest hunter of all of mankind. That is could you imagine that being like your moniker of like the weakest person in the entire world?
That's crazy.
It is.
It's like Krillin, like he's like the strongest human, but he's like the weakest Z fighter, which is crazy. But anyways, so it follows Jinwoo. He's the weakest hunter. They go into this D rank mission to where he's always just like the last guy getting injured from a rock falling on him or some bullshit. And they go into this double dungeon. Now, mind you, if you saw a second dungeon inside your would y'all have gone forward? Like, what would y'all's thoughts when y'all saw the second dungeon? They're like, yeah, let's keep pushing forward. Like, what would y'all have voted?
I would have said, let's go.
I mean, if I was the weakest,
yeah,
I'm not.
If
I'm the weakest, I'm not going.
Yeah, if I'm the weakest, probably not. Probably not going.
That was the craziest thing to me. Tia, why would you go?
No, I said I'm not going.
Oh, they said you are going.
No.
Okay, I was like, why would you? It was like, yes, let's keep going forward to this dungeon that we don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I guess how the missions work, they just expect them to be just normal. But if I see a double dungeon, no, man. So they get into this creepy dungeon with these different like characters on the wall. This is episode 1. We'll break this down episode by episode. And so that statue, honestly, that creeped me out. I to be honest, like when I saw that statue, dude, like what was y'all's first reaction seeing episode 1? I'm talking a little bit about the episode, but what was y'all's first reaction to like the dungeon scenes and the weird situation? Because things got out of control really quick.
I was like, GG, who gonna be the main character?
Yeah, man, those statues were creepy. And then whenever what's it called? Yeah, they were just creepy. They should have known by the size of that door it was a bad idea.
Bro, and then the door shut behind it. Like as soon as the door shut behind them, I was like, y'all are toast, dude. Like legit. Yeah. I was like, this is why. Again, if it was white people, I'd be like, this is expectation of white people. It's going to random doors. Like, bro, what do you mean I'm in this room? The door is just locked, and then there's this huge statue that the eyes are moving. You know what I mean? Like that was the wildest part. You would have killed yourself?
I'd have to kill myself. If I'm stuck in that situation, we're just not getting out of there. Like the doors are
off rip.
These things are moving. I gotta go. I gotta go.
That's hilarious. I don't know if I kill myself off rip, but like the dude that got like destroyed by the stone statue, like just cut in half, that was crazy. Episode one was, I mean, for me, it was just like I wasn't expecting like an Attack on Titan type deal, and you did get those vibes. Like I'm not saying that to say like it was just like terrible in comparison to Attack on Titan, but it was like it was very like what is going on? Like I like you said, E-Man, I didn't know, like what like if the characters would make it out, who was gonna die. Like I thought maybe it was a situation like Game of Thrones, which you're watching, where it's like you don't know what character is gonna be the real character. It's like it is what it is. But what was y'all's? I guess in comparison to other animes, what y'all think about like the kickoff to the show with episode one?
I think it was good. I think a lot of animes like to start slow, but to get right into it, and like it got me hooked a lot faster.
Yeah,
I agree. Too many animes want to go slow, and then it's like, do I want to watch it next week, or should I just pass on and just wait for it to finish? So,
Yeah, and I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No,
If first episode, it definitely piques your curiosity, like what's going to happen next. Which anime is really good about, where they stop at a cliffhanger. And some animes do it better than others, but that one was like, I gotta watch the next episode.
Nice. Yeah, and George, just so you guys know, George Levi said he prefers sub versus dub. So I just saw his comment on Instagram, and I agree with you, George. Sub is better. But yeah, bro, episode one for me, I really enjoyed it because it did pique my attention a lot. Like it's like because it's immediate, and you're right. Like a lot of animes are like, let's ease into this. No. I'm like, bro, let's get straight to this action. Like I want to see what's going down, and then give me like the art, like the kind of like build up, which always happened with Jinwoo. So it was cool though to see this man's like mental prowess though, because he's the only one out of the entire group of people that kind of start figuring stuff out. And so we get into episode two, same thing, right? Like you continue on the journey of everything, and like you were right, Demonte. Episode two for me is what really hooked me. Like the first two episodes, if somebody watches those first two, you're gonna be hooked because there's so much action. There's so much, in my opinion, suspense as well. Because you're like, bro, are these people gonna survive this, or are they gonna, RP this entire group in what's going on? But Jinwoo, physical, smart guy. Any comments? Any comments on like him figuring things out? Would you guys have been the person that left? Because we'll get to that point as well. But would you guys have stayed with Jinwoo and like trusted him based off of his smarts, or would you guys have dipped out on the man like a lot of people did?
I would have stayed because like whenever they were doing what he was talking about, like what's in the episode, he tells them, look at the statues and they won't move. And when they're staring at the statues, they're not moving. As soon as they leave, they start moving. So it's like, as long as they're not moving, you're good. I understand that they're scared, but they're not moving. You'll be all right. So would have stayed.
Yeah, as long as they're not moving, you're good until that big ass statue got up and started walking, bro. Like I could have put yourself in a situation. Like I would have shit my pants or something. Like I literally, I don't know what I would have done, but like it would have been over for me. Like I would have been the guy that got stopped on or something. I don't know. Like I can imagine. Like I would think my survival skills would kick in, but maybe not. Maybe I just would have cowered in fear because that is a crazy situation to be in.
Yeah, I can't imagine if I would stay or leave. It would be a tough decision at that point. It's like you just haven't been in that situation.
Yeah.
But I mean, E-Man was right. He was, every time they listened to him, things went in a good direction. So probably would stay, but if I'm in the situation, I'm probably gone. I ain't gonna lie.
Would you be one of those first two that try to make it to the door?
Oh nah. They was gone.
Bro, I mean, honestly, like they weren't wrong. You know what I mean? Like they everybody that had their limbs that left, you got like you escaped and you just left that man to die. Like I get it. Like he was like, I'm trying to get back to my family.
No, I'm talking about the first two, that one of them got the door, then he got shot, and then the second one said, I believe in my speed, and then he got that.
Yeah, RP those guys. But would you like those two people? What did you expect? You know what I mean? Like it's like the door's closed. Like, do you think you're that strong to open this huge door? You don't see this giant statue come after you with this big ass axe. Like, I don't know. I mean, I understand it's a show. We're breaking down like the show, but still, like have some mental capacity going on with yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Not for real.
I think if I didn't kill myself when I first got in there, I would probably run. As soon as I saw somebody else run through that door, I'm like, all right, I'm out. Because I'm a super weenie. I don't like pain. And so I'm not going to stay there for that.
Crazy. So yeah, so we see in the situation, the stone statue is like the statue of God per se, has a creepy smile. But the three commandments? It was like
Revere
fear,
God,
revere God,
praise God,
praise God,
and
and
then,
then trust or have faith in God.
yeah,
Something like
have
that.
faith or something like that.
And so revere God, Jinwoo figures out they need to like just show him that they're scared of him. And then that creepy smile comes across his face. He starts like walking towards them. Jinwoo then figures out that there's like a choir, if you want to call it that, along the wall. That if each person stands in front of one of the people, that it will create this choir that praises the statue of God, which was crazy for him because that girl, I would be like, nah, girl, you gotta go get your own stuff, right? Like, we ain't about to do this. Like he said, I'm gonna take this on the chin and go to others and lost his leg, bro. No,
Mm-mm.
no. I literally would have been like, no, girl, go get your own statue. You better take off. But he has more character than me. And so they figured that one out. Jinwoo loses his leg. And so then the final one is trust or put your faith in the God. And so we see like this temple rise up, thinking like he needs to sacrifice somebody. But come to find out it's just a countdown marker. The doors open and everybody's standing there. And then everybody's like, nah, fam, I'm gonna take off. Right? Which I thought was the most effed up moment I've ever seen in anime history. They just sacrificed this man to this statue, these statues coming at him. And I literally was like, like when they showed me this, and they show him getting like cut up by these creatures. I'm like, bro, there's no like, this is the end of him. Who are we gonna move on to? Like, is it gonna move on to this girl? There's no way he's a main character anymore. So when they got to episode 3 and he was alive, I was literally blown, right? Because I'm like, how did this man live? Again, it's a TV show, so I understand, but like, how? Like. Anyways, that was my thought of episode 2. I was literally blown that the fact that one, they just left his ass with no abandonment, and then 2, like the guy, I forget what was the master's name, or like the kung fu guy that he was like a mage and learned kung fu. You know what I'm talking about? Lost his arm.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I forgot his
Mr.
name.
Sung?
Yeah, Mr. Sung.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, whoever his name was, but he was like, I'm gonna leave, or you guys leave, and Jim was like, no, you leave, and then he just like, okay, knocks her out, takes off, right?
Well,
So
if
for me, that blew me.
If we're speaking logically, he was the logical sacrifice. The dude already lost his legs. Like, what are you gonna do?
And he's the weakest hunter of all time.
Yeah, I mean, what's he gonna do? Hobble out? Like, you'll die before he gets to the door.
True, very very true, bro. I was, but the biggest shock for me in episode 2 was the fact that they showed like him getting just beat up and destroyed. Yeah, getting jumped, bro. Like I thought they would just be like, oh, doors closed, and then whatever happens. Now they showed him getting his ass whooped, which was crazy. But anyways, episode 2 was shocking. So like, where was y'all? I know I mentioned episode 1, but where would y'all like put this from like a start perspective of other animes? Like, do you guys feel like this is like the best start you ever seen to a show? Kind of mid tier. Like, what's y'all's thoughts? 2 episodes.
I would say it's one of the best starts to an anime. It does get you hooked to where you do want to finish out the show. Because like how we said, other ones, they do go very slow. And I watch some animes and I'm just like, so when is this going to start? Like, can we get some things going? So, and then I really like at the end of episode 2, I didn't know it was going to be a video game aspect to the show until I watched it because I didn't want to get spoiled by the manga. So at the end where, yeah, I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it next week.
Yeah, I'd say it's up there as one of the best ways to start an anime, to start an anime. Like Monte said, agreeing with what he just talked about. Especially at the end of the end of the second episode, you're like, bro, he just died.
Literally died.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because sorry, Sierra, do you have a comment? Or
No, I was gonna say yeah, I agree. It was one of the best ones I've seen in a long time.
I agree. But which is crazy. It's like, did he die though? Like because like what happens with the whole timer thing? Like there was a timer and the flame went out, and then we see like the little video game thing pop up at the end. Like, did he officially die or like what happened? Because
No,
I wasn't clear on that.
no, he didn't die. He clicked yes. So they bring it up in a later episode, but whenever he accepted, he got bonus health and regeneration. So that's how he got his leg and arm back.
So how did he get back to the hospital?
So at the end of it, so the dungeon closed. When they went to go get help from the other hunters, they went to investigate, and he was just laying there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I thought he was just laying there. So okay, so he got extra health,
Yeah,
and then the timer ran out. So then they went away.
pretty much.
Gotcha. Okay. See, now we're locked in. Now I get it.
Yeah,
It's like my
Now-
biggest thing.
because it gave like a what if moment. So like, what if everybody like stayed? Would everybody have gotten that, or was it just that specific situation that caused it?
And that's what I thought about too. I'm like, so what? Yeah, what if? Like, because again, it says put your faith in the God, right? So if all four had stayed, would they all have this whole like video game situation? Because they would have ran out of time pretty easily, and then like would they have would they have everything healed back, like all these different, like I wonder. I'm just curious on like if they also would have got the same thing. But cool. So the biggest thing for me, episode 3, is this man's alive. He's laying in a hospital, right? Okay, so let's think in context, because I put myself in the situation with a lot of these shows. Of like, what would I think if y'all heard this dude Jin Woo was alive? Like, how would y'all react to the people that were in that freaking temple?
What do you mean? Is like the people who left
The
him
people
there to
who
die?
left, yes, left him there to die. If y'all heard this man was still alive, how would y'all react?
I would
feel
have just.
guilty. I feel guilty.
I wouldn't have felt guilty.
I would have been like, how?
I would have been like, how you get out? Like,
we sacrificed you. You know what I mean? Like, how's this man alive still?
Not only alive, but he's fully recovered. Like he has all his arms, all his legs.
Mm.
That's that, bro. That like literally would be the biggest like question for me. I'd be like, bro, how in the world are you alive? Like it's there's no way you survive all this stuff. You know what I mean? That was a big shocker for me. Episode 3 was like, bro, this man lived. That's crazy. But we see episode 3, Jinwoo's alive. He's in the hospital. And like you mentioned, this video game thing appeared, right? And honestly, for me in this show, I thought that was like that's honestly what hooked me was like the video game aspect of this too, and like the ability to like level up. Like, could you like imagine you're just sitting in your chair and like you get a daily quest. Your daily quest is like I need to go run 5 miles, do 100 push-ups, do 100 sit-ups, right? Like I feel like I'd be more motivated to go do some of those things, you know, and like how cool would it be if you had that? You know, like did you guys think about that at all? Like your personal life?
Yeah, I personally like the video game aspect in animes. I've watched a few that are like this, and it's like cool because it's not a regular like training arc, but there's like things added to it.
I agree, and I just again I think it's so cool. Demonte, you mentioned you have big comments on that.
Yeah, I like the one thing that I love about this anime is that you could use your abilities in real life versus like other video game animes where they're strictly in the video game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was pretty cool. Like you said, if I could level up by doing 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, man, that's the easy choice. I do them every day. But the punishment, if you don't do those challenges, the man had to run for 4 hours.
What do y'all think y'all's stats would be? Like if you had to currently, like what do you think your stats would be at? Like strength wise, intelligence wise.
I'll be OP. That's all I'll be focused on. That's all I'll be focused on.
Which one though? What would you focus on? Try to improve.
Actually, in the anime, I did not like that he focused strength so much because I'm like, if you think about it from a video game perspective, you don't want to do that. There's other things that you're able to do, but he didn't know.
But But I mean, we play video games, so it's easy.
Yeah,
I'm not just gonna focus on one stat. Like,
not for real. I wouldn't be able to focus on one stat, Savon. I really wouldn't. If I was to do two, vitality would have to be one of the main ones, so you won't die as easily. And then depending on what type of build you want to go, because he was doing like an assassin type build, to where he was focusing strength, but it would honestly depend on how I want to do it.
Yeah, I would definitely increase in like perception and agility. I feel like those are very important, especially in like combat and the situations that he was being put in. Like he had to think a lot and think through them more than just being brutishly strong.
Yeah. He what would y'all say is y'all's currently where y'all at right now is y'all's biggest stat? Like what would you say is your number out of the stats right now, what would you say would be your strongest?
I'd
Right
say
now?
my two strongest right now would be intelligence and strength.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say those are my top two.
Intelligence, strength.
I would say strength and perception.
Okay. Tier.
I think intelligence. I don't know. I read a lot.
I'm gonna go with you, man. I think mine will be intelligence and strength. Because again, I love that aspect of it. Of like, okay, seeing your stats, like that's what would blow me. Like, imagine you think you're strong, you're at like a 2. You know what I mean? Like that would like imagine like the because he's again weakest hunter of all time or whatever moniker is. So it's like bro, your stats are just piss poor. So I thought that was fun. That popped up. That intrigued me. That piece of it. There's a couple people that joined the live stream on Instagram and on YouTube. Appreciate you guys for watching this review. Again, a reminder: we are reviewing Solo Leveling. It's an anime. Feel free to pop a comment in the chat, and we'll pop it up on the screen. If you're on Instagram, I'll just read it out loud. But anybody on YouTube, feel free to pop up a comment, and we will pop it up on the screen. But yeah, so then with episode 3 and episode 4, he does get this like key for start. He starts to follow like the daily aspects, working out every single day, and then he gets his key to go to an instance dungeon and starts like leveling up. And I thought that was really cool too because like to go from like okay, I got my ass whooped every single day to like being able to fight at least goblins. I'm like let's go, man, confidence. And you start to see like this man's confidence just start to rise and like being able to level up. And obviously, coming into the show, I had the expectation of that. Like he's the weakest hunter. So I'm okay. Well, if he's going to be the weakest, that means he has to somehow become stronger. So there has to be some type of like training arc or confidence arc. And so this one I feel like was really good in the way they did that with that instance dungeon. But I felt like there was so many times though where this man was going to just die. Right? I'm like, bro, how is this man living? Like with the first fight with the was like a wolf or what was that? Like a cougar in
The
the
wolf
first
thing.
The
dungeon.
wolf, yeah, red wolf.
Wolf Bane?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, bro, first of all, how is this man surviving this? Like this fight with this wolf? Because all he had was like the blade. And so that was interesting. And then you see like 100 wolves, and I'm like, okay, so they just making this man like, elevate really quickly. And so I like that aspect of the video games. He fights a snake as well, which he just crushes with his bare hands, which is interesting. I'm like, bro, this man's gaining confidence, doing all these certain things. Like, anyways, it's just for me. I really like this because it was fun. Any comments on the dungeons and him kind of starting to, go this way?
I really like that he's having to work for it. It's not like a power added to him and then he's all of a sudden the greatest. It's like, okay, yeah, you got this cool video game thing, but like also you have to work for it. Like you have to build the strength. Like you're not just going to be the strongest.
Yeah.
I agree. I think the snake part was a bit of a, plot armor. Because I'm like, bro, you literally just use your bare hands. All right.
Sure.
Yeah, I like that. I like that you can hear his thought process while he's fighting everything. And like you said, you can see where his confidence starts to increase and his thought process throughout the fight. Yeah, I mean, it was great part of the show.
Yeah. So that's episode 4. Pretty much, you get to see him starting to level up. Jinwoo's getting to become a boss. What is the chick's name that is the B rank healer that's
Joey?
all like shook up.
Joey?
Joey.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I believe so.
she was cool, but you could already, I mean, you could already see like the introduction of like the female character that likes the guy or whatever. I noted too. I'm like, why is it either the character is overly aggressive or she is like overly submissive? I feel like every like woman in the show that like likes a guy is either overly aggressive towards that guy or overly submissive. Like in the sense of Naruto, you have
Hinata,
damn, I'm blanking.
Hinata,
Yeah,
and,
Hinata is overly shy and
and then you have
submissive,
Sakura.
and then Sakura is overly aggressive towards. I'm blanking on the namesake, bro. I need some more
Sasuke.
coffee. Sasuke. So it's just funny. All these different like tropes within animes kind of reign through all the time. So yeah, so the episode 5, they go on the C rank mission. This man is just bossing up. Dude got abs. I mean, that pissed me off, bro. I was like, bro, how do you got taller and you got abs? Like, how does that work? You know? Like, anyways, that's that. I thought that was fun. But the funniest thing I thought about from this episode, episode 5, was Buddy gets left for dead again. Like, he's now been in 2 situations to where the first time he gets left for dead in the temple with these gods. Second time he gets left for dead with this spider. And they, again, he's confident he can kill him, but like, it's just, imagine, like, how would y'all feel about that? Now you have confidence, so it doesn't really matter. But like, how would you guys feel about that? And like, you've had 2 dungeons that you left for dead. Would y'all keep going with your hunter missions, or would you be like, bro, I'm done with this bullshit?
It's just not meant for me at that point. Like, I'm either supposed to die here or I'm not supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Personally, I'd be excited. Like, I get to solo this dungeon boss. Like, I don't know. It'd be fun for me.
I mean, yeah, because he gets to test his strength, and he already soloed 1 dungeon with the snake, so you do start to see him building his like solo assassin arc, which is pretty cool. So I mean, obviously the show is called Solo Leveling. But I thought that was fun. I thought the Jinho guy with the like nice golden suit. I was like, okay, here's the sidekick character. Sorry, you kind of see like. Yeah, you see everything coming up. I'm like, okay, here's calling him boss when you found out this dude's like super powerful. But you would think like his secret too, like it's a secret, but like everybody knows now. Throughout all these episodes, the biggest things like he's showing everybody, yeah, I'm strong. Like we even see later in the season, like he's talking to the one guy from the corporation, and then he's like, oh yeah, I got more powerful. I feel like his secret should be out there. Like if season 2 he doesn't get revealed as like being a strong like person, I think it's doing the show a disservice. That's my thoughts on that. Any comments on episode 5? I don't have like too many like specific questions for you guys, so feel free to just share.
Nothing really. The music was really good in that episode, leading up to him having to fight the 5 other hunters that were 5 or 6 other hunters that were trying to kill him.
And that's some messed up stuff in that show too. Like,
Yeah.
like it should be like they do it often too. They're like, yeah, we just we let you, we kill them off and we mine.
Yeah,
That's
those
what
5 would have to die. Like,
Yeah.
in a dungeon, you're planning on killing me already. You're gonna have to die. Like,
Yeah, I would have murdered him too. Yeah, that was an easy decision. I was like, yeah, it pops up, and that was crazy too. The game was like, you now have a new challenge. Kill 5 people.
Or your heart will stop.
Oh, your heart will stop.
My gosh, he killed him so cool too. Like the dude leaning on his shoulder, and he was like, "Slink." I was like, "Dang, can't lean on nobody no more."
Bro, crazy. But anyways, so kind of, I'm gonna start just kind of going through the episodes. So episode 6, again, we see he's a real one. He fights those guys, kills them off pretty easily. So you start to see him becoming assassin and go into his assassin build, like Demonte was talking about. Episode 7, he goes into another dungeon. Right? I think that's episode 7 where he goes into like the red. He gets the red key.
He goes into the Insta dungeon trying to find the elixir of life to save his mom.
For his mom, bro. Another situation where I'm like, when he fights that 3-headed beast,
Cerberus.
I'm like, bro, yes, Cerberus. I'm like, bro, you're gonna die. Like, you're absolutely toast. And then what pissed me off the most this episode when he was fighting the thing, he had the instant like I don't want to call it instant transmission, but it's basically what it is, like the stone where you can just like leave, and he drops it. And I was like, bro, I'm like, bro, I was so stressed. I literally like watching him fight. I'm like, bro, this man's about to die. He doesn't have the power to beat this damn thing. But somehow again, anime, plot armor, he figures out how to kill him. But I was like, bro, you're about to die, and you just lost your only stone to get up out of there. Like, you are tripping. What did you guys? Again, I'm a fish for comments, but you guys like that piece of the show? Did you like the
Nah,
fight?
he was tripping.
But did you guys like the fight? Like, because I feel like some of these fights have been pretty good. Like, you guys,
Yeah.
as far as like fighting style animation, you guys like the show for that piece and these different episodes, especially like this piece too.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
really like the fight scenes. I feel like they just like emanate the power. It's like, okay, like I can physically see you getting stronger and stronger as you're fighting these things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fight scenes have been fantastic. From what I've seen so far, it only gets better, to be honest.
Yeah, I like that you can see the skills that he has as they level up and the new ones that he gets as he's getting them.
Yeah. I also like the fact that they explain that you can see like the power levels too. Like if it's white, then it's basically easy. If it's orange, then you're kind of like on the same level, or maybe you could beat it. And then red's like danger threat type deal. And that's why like when I saw like the red 3-headed thing, I was like, bro, you're toast. Like, and then he was like, should I go into the tower? And I'm like, nigga, no. Like, please. Like you luckily beat that. Like if you can't beat that guarding the tower, there's no way you're gonna survive in that damn tower. So I am curious to see in the next season, like the tower, because I guarantee based off the trajectory he's going, he's gonna go back to the tower sometime in season 2. So I am interested to see what happens there. Cool. So any other comments before we move on to episode 7.5?
We didn't need 7.5.
No. I don't need to move on to 7.5.
Not at all.
So for those who don't know, anybody watching this, 7.5 is just kind of like I don't know why they have it, honestly. Like it's just like a recap of everything that just happened in the past 7 episodes. But I'm like, there's not enough episodes in this season to need a recap here. It's 12 episodes total.
Yep.
You've just watched 7 episodes. They're only 25 minutes each. It's like there's not that much that has happened other than like the first episodes where you're like, oh man, I need a recap. It's like, no, this is just kind of a unnecessary filler. Did y'all watch it or did y'all skip it? 7.5.
I skipped it. I was upset that week. I was like, bro, you just wasted my time. I'm gonna watch something else.
Oh man, why do animes do this? I maybe because did the manga come out at the same time? Is that why that's there? I'm curious. Do y'all know?
So it's actually a Korean manga. And I believe it's already done. I don't want to spoil it, but they're already up on like the next like part of that type of show.
Have you read it?
No, I got spoiled, but I pretty much know what's happening in the whole thing.
Gotcha. So one guy said on Instagram it's gonna be like a power arc kind of deal. I don't know. He kind of was like he basically goes not downhill from here, but it was like this was the best season and season 2 is not gonna be that good. Is that true or is that off?
I don't think so. I mean, I haven't seen that part of the manga like right after the 12 episodes. I kind of got spoiled more down the road of as he gains more power and stuff like that. So I'm not exactly sure right after.
Gotcha. Well, I'm curious. I do want to see him get to S rank. So I want to see because he's gonna fight that one dude's brother they killed. I'm like, bro, you better be ready because that dude's coming. Like, he was pissed. Anyway, so we'll kind of speed again. We're at about 45 minutes, so we'll kind of speed through the last few episodes. But episode 8, episode 9, we see the guys from the double, not the guys, girl too, but from the double dungeon get back together, and you also see these guys in jail, and then the one like hunter that's from the corporation or whatever. But the biggest thing that should have been a red flag, in my opinion, is they were all back together. If I saw everybody that was from that damn temple again, and we're all doing the same journey, there's no way I'm going on another trip with you guys. There's no way. Like, what would you? I mean, did y'all think about that at all, or is that just me?
Nah, I
Right.
wouldn't go back with him. I'll be like, y'all dipped on me. Nah, I'm good.
They left you. Yeah, bro. I didn't even think about that. I'm just talking about like kind of like coincidence. Like I don't believe in coincidences. The first time we were together, we ended up at some creepy ass temple. Now we're together again. Nah, fam, we're not doing this again. I literally, we're not. But yeah, the fact that they left you, no. Well, Jinwoo was kind of like he's just confident. So he's like, I don't give a damn. I'll do whatever. But still, they those dudes left your ass.
Well, to add to it, Savon, you're back with the same crew, and then you got killers that are going with you.
It's just
Like,
it
what
just,
could go wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it was crazy too. Is the guys like they don't even acknowledge the fact that Jin Woo's like bigger, stronger, faster, has both his leg again, except for the one guy that lost his arm. He acknowledges that fact, but everybody else is kind of just like, oh man, he survived. Good for him. Oh, how did he get his leg back? Nobody cares. Nobody gives a damn about this kid.
Character
Which is
blindness.
yeah, it's so crazy. But the one dude was like, I need to apologize. It's like, what is your apology gonna do but make you feel better for leaving his ass behind at the
Well,
temple?
At least he felt guilty. The other guy was like, "Why are you gonna apologize?"
I was gonna be like, there's, and then, like, bro, there's no reason to apologize. Like, what? Like, I understand what for, but like, what is that gonna do? You left his ass. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is an apology gonna do? Like, you had a kid, you just feel bad. This is for yourself, honestly, not for him, it's for yourself. But that was interesting. And then for the third time, they get put in a death situation. And that's crazy too. Those dudes die. They survived the damn temple, but get killed because they overheard Buddy is going to kill off the jail people in prison. That's such a shitty way to go. I'd rather have died in the temple than just killed in another dungeon.
Yeah, I was watching it when I was watching it again. I was like, I really would have just turned around and mind my business. He was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I was like, "Nope. You see, this man is killing them. I'm gonna turn around and mind my business. I didn't see nothing.
Facts.
Like, bro, you need some help? I'll help you out.
I'll carry the bags or something."
No, I wouldn't help it out because if he saw you killing them, he would have been like, because he had his whole excuse and story made up. So yeah, like you, Tara, I would be like, oh, I don't see nothing going on right now because I don't know these people. They're in
Right.
jail. They're in prison. Like what? I mean, no offense, but I don't give a damn about them. You know, like I'm like, bro, nah, nigga, we didn't see nothing. I'm blind. I saw nothing.
They got killed
You know
by
what I
some
mean?
goblins, you know.
Yeah, like or if anything, I would just snitch after we left. Like I'm not gonna just confront this man in a dungeon.
No.
Niggas die every day in dungeons. Like it's crazy.
Nah,
Crazy.
facts.
But it was cool to see like the again assassin versus assassin. Jinwoo fights the hunter.
Did you like the Dragon Ball Z reference?
What was that?
When
His
he
warm-up?
when he was jumping up and down, getting ready to go in.
Oh,
That was pretty cool.
I didn't catch that, but that makes sense. Like thinking about it in my mind, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that episode came out around the time that what's his name, Tobirama died.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm,
Wow, look at us with the knowledge. Going back, but that was cool. Them fighting, him getting this like assassin badge or whatever, stealth badge, and having that. Again, I always think it's cool. Like when he has like these different like level up, and they give him this to add on and this to add on. You start to see like, bro, it's a video game. Like you're literally just collecting pieces, but in real life. I would love this video game. Actually, take it back. Would y'all like as cool as it is level up? Would y'all be cool with just be like, okay, I gotta murder these people?
I mean, technically, it only came up because they were trying to murder him first.
True.
So I would be cool with it.
Yeah.
True.
If it's you or me, sorry.
That's crazy. But yeah, it's such an interesting show. But yeah, 11 through 12 or 10 to 10 through 12. I wrote notes down, but we can talk about. I remember what happened though, so we talked about it. Basically, what was it? Another dungeon pops up that he goes into. He solos, or no. He got the job training, or the like. Do you want to change your career? Little pop up that happens because he
The job
over.
change.
Yeah, the job changed, and so he basically, I guess he leveled up too much, where he's either he maxed out his build with assassins. I don't know specifically why that popped. Do you guys know why that popped up?
He hit level 40.
Yeah, he maxed out, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. I thought the fights in the dungeon were pretty cool too. Again, another instance where I thought this man was totally dead. When all the different like things start popping up, like he's fighting that one guy with like the knight that's guarding the temple. I'm like, bro is done. Bro is toast. He doesn't have the skill set. Like he's toast. But somehow the power of love and friendship always overcomes anything. And so I thought the fights in the show were phenomenal. And then it's so many different instances where I'm like, bro's gonna die. He's gonna die. He should die to the knights. When they have the knights kept on coming back and back and back, he should have died, but somehow got out of it because of he missed his exercise for the day. Anyways, what was y'all's thoughts to the end of the show? The show ends with like him getting the power of like necromancer or whatever. Like he basically can like wield shadows, and then he pulls the shadows from people and has his army now, right? So, what was y'all's thoughts on the end of the show versus the beginning? Like, do you guys feel like it ended well, that made you want to continue watching more into next season, or would you change some different things with the way the show ended?
I would probably change some things like in between, like show more of the S rank heroes, because at the end of the show they are going back to that island. I wish they would have showed more of what happened up on the actual island. Would have had more action up in the show. Because they just randomly went to a whole different scene. I'm like, we don't care about these characters right now. We want to see the main character. And then how it ended, bro, man just has a very OP power where he can literally just raise people from the dead. So I think it ended well. It makes people look forward to season 2.
Yeah, I agree with the Monteros. Like, what is the purpose in them going to that island, and what is this island? Because, like the Monte said, you just go to a whole different scene, don't know what's going on there. Meanwhile, you got this other fight going on that we really want to watch. And yeah, like Monte said, he just got another OP ability on top of what he already has.
Yeah, I think it definitely made me want to watch the next season for sure. But yeah, again, like they said, I think they tried to do the setup thing and wanted to save it for the next season, but I feel like we should have had more. There should have been like at least a little bit more answers. I just have more questions than anything coming out of it.
Gotcha. So, what are you guys excited about for season 2? Like, what are you hoping happens in season 2?
Them explaining that island.
I'm excited to see him clash with the brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Just to see that fight and have him euthanize his shadow army, but also go back to that red temple. I don't know if it'll be in season 2. It might be in the second half. It might be the cliffhanger of season 2, actually.
Do you know this, or are you just saying this because you
No,
know
I'm
this,
just
or-
saying
okay.
it. I'm just saying
Okay.
it. I don't know. I don't
I was
know.
like,
I don't know.
I was like,
That's
yeah,
why I'm like,
It would be a
with
good
all the stuff
cliffhanger.
that they were putting together and then all the stuff they're setting up, because probably the first half will probably be like them going to the island and then them going over the backstory of the island. That might be it. And then goes back to him and stuff like that. But yeah, that's how I think it's going to happen, most likely. Because there's way more to the story that can happen.
Yeah, so I think it was good. So are you guys watching any other animes besides Solo Leveling right now?
A lot.
A lot.
Lots. Okay, so when this show comes out, season 2, where's your rank priority wise amongst those?
Oh, it's getting watched.
It's getting watched.
Yeah.
Watch. I'd say high priority. As far as when it's going to get watched, probably the day of, if not the next day.
So good
'Cause
show.
I think it drops on Friday. No, it dropped on Saturdays.
Oh,
it comes out weekly?
It was coming out weekly. It was coming out weekly.
Gotcha.
That's another issue with anime, because I'm like, you announce when it comes out a year in advance. You can just drop the whole season. Like, why we gotta wait week per week? It's not One Piece, so it's like you got time.
Yeah, that's what I just had this conversation with Trey the other day. I was like, they're working so hard and they don't have to. Like, we're okay with waiting until the product is finished.
Crazy. Any other thoughts, comments, things we didn't discuss about the season that you guys liked, disliked? Anything else you guys want to get off your chest?
Nothing. We're good.
Nah, I'm pretty good. There was less I disliked about it outside of the 7.5 thing. There really wasn't much. You were just learning about the anime.
Yeah, I thought again for season 1, I thought this was really good. Grasped you from the beginning, and then kept it going. Other than Attack on Titan, I don't know another anime that like from the go, like grabs me and then like kept me interested to continue watching the show. And this one definitely does. So, well, that is our review and recap of the show Solo Leveling. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. People who are on the live, people popped out. But for everybody that watched, we appreciate you being through. Anything you guys want to plug before we let? I know nobody has social medias they want to plug, but anything else you guys want to plug?
Nah,
Not really.
just when your next anime review, is it going to be only Solo Leveling, or are you going to do a different one?
We'll see. There's a lot. There's the thing about these shows. They're so long. So that's I'm just like, bro, I don't know how the mental capacity to like.
I mean, we can do a
They're
simple
short
12-episode anime.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll keep talking. But
I bet.
anyways, appreciate you being crew. We are wrapped up.
Yes, sir.